So hey guys, today we are actually going to be going through this notebook which I have finally been able to fill up at the end of 2023. So this is a notebook I've had for at least maybe 2-3 years now. I can't remember when I actually fully started it. I got it as a Christmas present or a birthday present because my family knows I really like notebooks and all that jazz. So yeah, this one is, it literally just says notes, help the bees, plant more trees, clean the seas. The funny thing is that I am scared of bees, so I think that was a joke on their part. So like our first page was just literally like some random notes, video ideas and writing clips that I had lying around from a last notebook I had. And this was when I was doing my favourites videos, so I have like Animash, Little Vampire, such and such. I had some Animash option, those were the Animash options I had for that video. And then there was just like a little poem I think I wrote. It's like, you are like a tall oak, big and strong, with many branches of personality. When you cry, it's like the fall. You are bare of any leaves. Cold, but you still stand tall. Many birds and little creatures seek shelter from you. Just like me, we all depend on you. I don't know if it was meant to be a poem or if I was just writing what was in my head, but it was obviously about like trees and all that. So then we have, just in the top left corner, when I was trying to figure out how to transfer my Thunderbirds I'll Go series to a Word document because I was afraid of losing it. And it was just so I could have a backup. Then we have a video request that someone did. This was by Missy Moo. She asked for me to do a video using My Love by Sia, and then I Ship It. I decided to do a crack video with that, kind of using like, you know, I had like ideas to do with like the Pen and Ink ships, Geo, and Virgil and Brains. This was another attempt at a poem I did. This one was called Heat Stroke. So, I'm not going to read that one out for you guys. Then we have, this was when I was trying to figure out my Thunderbirds I'll Go mini-story series, because I wanted to do a little side of mini-stories surrounding my Thunderbirds I'll Go fanfiction that I did. So like, I had the idea of like crossing over with Carmen Sandiego because the picture that I used as reference for another character, her name was Ivy. I used Carmen Sandiego for that, and then wanted to do the Hood's reaction when Chess revealed that Ivy was her girlfriend, mechanic coming back and stuff like that. This was when I was trying to like figure out some things for this specific idea up here. It's like Ivy Cross was an alias name, but she actually goes by Talia Burns, and then Chess Longheart, her full name is Chess Lucille Longheart. Moving on, this was actually because I wanted to do a Carmen Sandiego crossover with Thunderbird, I also wanted to do a Carmen Sandiego story as itself. So my character was Alex Williams. She also went by Rogue Artist when she was a part of Vile. She's 20 years old. Her father's actually a Gandalf Monstrum, so obviously like she was conceived quite a while ago. Again, this was in like the base stages. It was literally just based off this whole scene I came up with in my head. So it literally starts out with Ivy, but not my Ivy, which was kind of weird, which is one of the reasons why I had Ivy be a alias for the other character. I don't understand it, Ivy comments. It's just a university, nothing special about it. There has to be something, Carmen says. There is, I've just found it. This is the sensei guy. I don't know his other name. and it basically goes on to reveal the character. And yes, I did decide to do a little cheeky thing about the creepy vampire looking guy. Moving on to this next page, this was during the time when Little Nightmares 2 came out, and I don't know why, I just had it in my head and I did this little comic strip thing. This was also me keeping track of like mech parts I needed to do, my collabs and what was needed. This was videos I wanted to remake. There's actually only 2 videos I haven't done, which is Sugar Child, Dance Magic, and the Chess and the Hood video, which I did with Do What You Gotta Do and such. This was just something else. As you can see, I missed it. Again, this was another mech part I needed to do. Got some more mech parts I needed to do. This was my May TBR at the time. So I had Ahsoka, I was reading it for Revenge of the Sith, blah blah blah. I had some ebooks I needed to read. Some physical books here. This was a library book that I needed to get back. And also Heartstopper Volume 4, if that's any indication of when I first started. Some more mech parts, and then this is when I was trying to keep track of what videos I wanted to come out and when. So obviously at the start of May I did a looking at video. I then wanted to release my mech part, Not So Different. As you can see, I was a lot more organised because I only had one channel at the time. But yeah, that's basically how that went. And then obviously there were sometimes things I had to change and stuff like that. This was like a bunch of Sims 4 little cheat codes I need to remember. We have my June videos, sorry. So we have like my Happy Pride Month video, That's My Girl, a mech part collection, blah blah blah. I was also releasing another map, my collab video, plus the summer map, blah blah blah. As you can see, I sometimes did make mistakes. One of these is, I think it's this one here. I actually had to go over Tipex just to write it, and like I said, I was going to move it to the 20th as it's Kate's birthday that day. Blah blah blah, that was all switched around. This was a note to say I was moving it to the next month. A lot of this is going to be the same, but I wanted to show you guys. Then we got my June TBR thumbnails. This was when I actually started making thumbnails, and I decided to say which ones I actually wanted to do thumbnails for. Some library books that I needed to read and then return. Video ideas, I had some mech parts. This was when I found out about Summerween, and these were the prompts. And then I decided to write down every book I could count towards that Summerween readathon. Now, this is actually one of the few spreads that I am actually proud of, even though it probably looks this side especially looks a bit of a mess. But basically, it was the Word Nerds readathon that took place between the 30th of May and the 20th of June. This is literally me picking track of such. And then this was when I decided to rewrite what books I did, and then what prompts they actually accounted for a little bit neatly. This was just me taking notes of while I was finishing the books and all that. And then there are going to be some spreads where it's a little bit neater, other times it's messy. So this is when I actually thought of maybe creating a second channel which focuses on my all the random videos and the books that I wanted to do, which obviously eventually I did. This was a request someone made, and then this is when I got the Heartstopper colouring book. Now, the thing is, no, this is not ripped out of the colouring book. This is just me taking a photocopy of the drawing, because I didn't want to actually colour in the book because I wanted to keep it as it was, but I still wanted to colour. So I photocopied a few of the pictures that I really wanted to do, and then coloured them and obviously stuck them in this. So this was so all of these are actually the prompts I weren't able to complete for the Word Nudge Readathon, and I decided that post Readathon I was actually just going to complete all the prompts. That included Retelling, Book of Yellow Cover, Set in Space, Novella, Banned Book, book that was published the year I was born, oldest book on my TBR, self-published, trans or non-binary author, book with more than 500 pages, and then read a book in a genre I don't normally read. Now the stars actually, if you couldn't tell, the stars correlate with what book I read, because I did them in the same colour. So like, Unbirthday, it counts as more than 500 pages, and it's a retelling. Love Creekwood was a novella. Vengeful was more than 500 pages. Then Jericho, something gay debut. That was a book in a genre I don't normally read. No, wait, that's sorry, wrong one. That was the wrong one. That one was self-published. It was The Island of Dr. Whoever the hell that name is. That was the book in a genre I don't normally read. That being like horror and stuff like that. This was not relevant because I ended up not reading it. I mean, I read the Star Wars part, which was the Darth Maul comic. I didn't read Failure to Communicate. And the final book I read about that were, if you can't see it, was George by Alex Gino. That was a good read. Then we got all my July videos for that. And then this is actually a piece of like fan art that I did for my story. This was like the roughs, kind of like the roughs. It was meant to be the better sketch, but there are certain elements in my rough sketch that I did that were a lot better. I didn't do Jeff justice at all. KO, part of KO's bits look better in here. Same with Jess. So I'm not the greatest drawer, but there are certain things I do find easier to draw than most. Got another library, my TBR. And then this is a character design. This was kind of when I was in my what was it? The Hell of a Boss and Hazbin Hotel phase. This is when I was like really into the character designs, and I wanted to actually create some form of character. This probably won't ever actually take off, but I just really liked like the lizard design I did. So this is Greer, that's her name. Well, their name, because they are gender fluid. I have no idea what species she is. Sexuality was something I needed to look more into. And then, yes, their leg was cut off by a maniac they were trying to help escape prison. Essentially. And then this is the more close up. I decided to give them actually a nose, and I actually decided to give them an ear. So they got like a little earpiece and all that, and these are just some notes. Yeah, like it says here, I haven't decided if I want this character to be a Hazbin Hotel OC, but if that was going to be the case, then Greer's sim will be helping criminals escape places or heists. They are pretty much an scapegoat that had no choice due to debt. They died of cancer. I know, stupid way to go, but again, it wasn't my strongest point at the time. Then we got the Summer Readathon. Again, this is when I just wrote the prompts and what book I read for those prompts. Yeah, this was the note I took that I did have to finish the last part of Vengeful, which was by P. Schwab, before the readathon. And then I did start reading Mooncakes by blah 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 on the Lost. Day of the readathon, I only got to chapter 3, so I didn't finish it. This was the second character design I did for my Hell of a Boss and Hazbin Hotel OC. This one I actually for some reason keep thinking about, so I don't know if I will do an actual fan fiction thing for her. But essentially her name is Sophia. Well, that was her actual name, and she goes by Sophia more often than not. She is an angel, but her twin sister, who becomes War in the end, actually ends up cutting off like mostly like half her body, so essentially like all the way down here. How she survives that, I haven't figured that out yet. But essentially, when that happened, she had 3 options. 1, stay on Earth and probably get found anyway and then killed by War. 2, try and go up to heaven again, with more chance of her being killed and cast off, depending on who've got to her first. And then her third option, which she actually does do, is go to hell. And she takes that and she actually hides in hell. Like, Lucifer doesn't actually know she actually is in hell, and she spends most of her time trying to help certain members. Essentially that's all that. There are some more bits of her backstory that I've recently come up with, but I can't actually get into that because it's a little bit of a spoilery. Then we got this is when I did a Q&A. So like we had the questions you asked, this was my answer. This is when it kind of gets a little bit more comfortable. This was Netflix shows I wanted to watch, so like green means I've watched it. Yellow was like I need to read the actual series first. And then the orange was like these are like new seasons I need to rewatch. If I crossed it out, if it's like this pink colour here, I removed it because I decided I didn't want to actually watch. This was the first in many book lists of books I still needed to read. There is also a Virgil and Kero video request up there. This is when it did start to get messy with me trying to do August videos, with me moving so many stuff around. This was a storyline idea, Met parts. This was again me keeping track of a collab. This was the multi-fandom summertime map thing that I did on the 31st of July that year. These are all the people that took part. This was me trying to figure out if I needed backups. We had a video request. Sorry, that just froze for a sec. And then this was a bunch of like pages where I drew stuff on it, and I just decided to stick them all together. This was like for a story I wrote. I don't know why I liked doing the galaxy. This was my favourite, little ghosty. We got the August TBR library haul ebook I had. This was just something that was going on. So this is a quote from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 series. This was when the crossovers, we had the Carmen and KO, we had Carmen and Catra, KO and Bo. That is the only one I haven't done out of that series. Crossovers. We have a story idea, which I'm not going to get into. Met parts, again. This was the Merlin readathon. I could took track of that. I didn't colour this one, but this is another one of the heart stuff. I probably will colour it at some point, but not today. Then we have the Because We Can readathon. This was me keeping track of everything I did. I didn't read the group book. More Met parts, possible remakes that I decided I needed to think about. September videos. This was when I had a whole like page of video ideas. Then it just transferred over to the Halloween video ideas. So like this is when the first thing about Frax and Agent Bishop first came around. This was in like 2022. Again, this became 2022. God, we're around 20 minutes. So we've got more books. The Falling in the Black map that was released in October that year. My October video list. This was some books list I ordered. Nope, that's not the correct next page. October TBR, then we had Camp Week in Ween. I didn't do any of the Instagram pics for that, and I don't think I did that well on that one specifically. We have some like more drawings. The Heartstopper. This was part of a. This was actually part of the Thunderbirds Are Go series thing. This was just giving Fuse a game box or something. We have some more drawings. This is me just practicing calligraphy with a random name. Newcrest Apartments, that was when I was doing The Sims. Then we just have some more drawings. Again, another Sims and a couple of drawings. As you can see, that's a duplicate. Then we got some library books, audiobooks. These were requests I had. I needed to do some more video ideas. Some of these are going to be transferred over to the new video notebook that I have. Some more library books. The Spring of Thing Ween, something like that. And then this is actually, this is when I decided to actually watch Heartstopper for the actual first season, and this was like my review I was trying to do, writing notes. Never came to fruition of me actually doing that. Books I was interested in, and then this was the next TBR thing, physical books I wanted to read. This was the ebooks, as you can see, not all of them from Red. Another Heartstopper thing, some libraries, the Because We Can Readathon again, and the Summerween. That was when they were doing the crossover. This is a whole another fanfiction spread, so if you couldn't tell, it's a Five Nights at Freddy story. This one actually takes place with the Pizza Packs variation, so it'll be... Ooh, which game is that? It's not Ruin, because it takes place before Ruin. But yeah. This is a... again, this is another fanfiction, for the Final Thunderbirds Are Go fanfiction art I did. So this is one of the meetings between the Hood and Chess. They're actually playing a game of chess. Again, this was me looking at doing the Carmen Sandiego and Thunderbirds AU. We got another Sims 4 idea. Then this was me looking at a DC fanfic idea, which was involving Raz, Iosi, and Roman. I did have to change because this was based off something else I was doing, and for some reason I had Robin as a name. And that was no relationship to Batman's Robin. His name was just Robin. I don't know why I chose that. So this is something different. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle art that I did. This is meant to be Bishop and my character Shira. I really did her hair really badly, but it was okay. This was a few things, so like during the Clone Wars, Venturous was one of the few people. This was like me just sorting out a few things. We got a little note here, some more drawings. No idea what they're meant to be, other than I know one of them's a lamp. That much. Summerween Readathon, and we had a little drawing here of a knee joint, I think. And then this was the group one I did, where it was literally just black and white. It was black, red, and white. I wanted to do it specifically. This is a whole spread. One of them is the anti-hero story miniseries of KO and Chess that I wanted to do. This was a part of the DC fanfic I mentioned earlier. And this was the Star Wars, where I need to kind of go through and just put it all together. I have some drawings. This was for a tattoo that I kind of really wanted. And this was a little pendant that I think I once owned and I tried to draw, but I can't actually remember. This was some design work I tried to do for my character for the Star Wars fanfiction. Another Heartstopper thing. We got the Weekend Read. This is a Weekend Readathon. This was this one I actually did pretty well on. This was when I was going to do a video where Wheels says my TBR. I'm going to be moving that to next year. I then have my You Pick I vid, Waiting for Superman. Obviously, not many. That one I had to change to a AMV, but I was very, very proud of that. I was very proud of that. The Christmas videos, my to-do list for December, a reading list. This was I think it was when I was trying to, I think it's my update video that I wrote out, that I talked about, where I talked about like my plans for the channel and such. Then, this is when I tried to do a weekly reading vlog. Didn't go so well. Some audio edit ideas that I had. And this is what I did for We Don't Talk About Bruno. Yeah, this is how I worked it out. It's not the greatest. I literally just put characters I could use. Figured out who I could use who for, kind of. And then I did the update on the 7th of March, I think. I don't know why I have a spare paper here. I think it was just because it was on the back. So I've got a map part collection thing I need to keep track of. This is when I split it into two. Yeah, that was for the map part. This is when I wanted to do a vlog. I don't know why I had the Revenge of the 5th and 5th/Sith here. I think it was when I wanted to do something for that, but that never came to fruition. Oh yeah, that's the reason I kept that. So I've got like a little like daisy thing, a tree, and then I got some like drawings I did. Videos I need to finish editing. My next major project was Beauty and the Beast. That went really well. Prior videos, and this was the MEPs I signed up for. This was the summer read notes. This part is loose, but that's because I wanted it to be loose, just so I could keep track of, because Summerween and the Because We Can Read Fun basically overlap, so I wanted to keep track of the books I read pretty easily. For those, I got the Beauty and the Beast, You Pick I Vid, and the Oh La La map. This is when the videos started to fail, and this is when I wasn't feeling too well, so we've got my normal channel, things I need to do for the other channel, a whole page of ideas, some of which you can't see because they're in yellow for some stupid reason. I've already transferred all of these onto my new book, so they should be coming next year. This is one of my few to-do lists. This was something that happened, that got given to me, and I wanted to put it somewhere. This was one of the readathons. This is, yeah, I put Disney reading prompts. That will have to be transferred into a different book. This is, I was listening to the Atlas 6 on, I think, audio. And I basically had to give my audiobook back. I couldn't renew it because someone else had wanted to borrow it. So I wrote down the notes of where I was for each character, so I knew where. When I got to borrow the book again, I know where. Lucky enough, I was able to finish it. Thank God for that. To-do list stuff one day. September to October TBR. Half of this did not get, as you can see, only a few got read. This was a little thing, so I have a fanzine. It was like Please Don't Pen. I don't know why I kept this, it was just pretty. And then these were like little thank you things I wanted to keep. The heart stopper. Postcard, my other to-do list where I actually gave myself times of when to do these things because I was trying to stay organised. This is the current spread I'm using. So we've got books I want to read before the end of the year. I do need to tick off Narnia because I technically have read that now, and I'm hopefully planning on reading at least one more book before then. Then we've got The Wit to Wean. That's been transferred over already. This was the Christmas bingo book thing I'm in. Then this was presents. I think we had presents, and then to-do list again. Then this was my to-do list after Christmas. This literally took up 2 pages, and I've got a list of videos. This literally was all done last night. This specific page. Basically, what sometimes happens is that I end up trying to sleep and my head just decides to go into buzz mode. So even though I am technically doing everything at the normal pace, my mind says I'm doing everything sped up. And the only way I can like sometimes get out of that state is to like do some sort of like drawing or writing. But sometimes I like to do it blind. By blind, I mean I don't actually turn on my light. I literally just grab a notebook and pen and just like do whatever. As you can see, late night head brush, lines, continuous line drawing. It was a misshapen pumpkin is what I said it was. Wash and dry old clothes, I'm doing that. Age of 4 and Kiss Me Something. Cook food for tomorrow, I've done that.
Essentially, my phone cut out because it ran out of storage. So essentially what that last bit is like an old script I wanted to do for a video. I am going to blur it out because it is a little bit of a sensitive topic. Maybe it will come out in a future video, I don't know. But yeah, that is essentially my... Oh, is that going to be on camera? It's going to be on camera here. So that is essentially my notebook. I don't know if this was from 2021 to 2023, but it is most probably that timeline. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I am sorry it is a long one, but hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.